This is the new F66 MINI Cooper S, and while it does share some structural elements and a body panel or two with the predecessor of this car, the F56, this car is completely redesigned for the 2025 model year, and yes, 2025 model year in the US, 2024 model year in Europe. But this is a nice little car. This is a classic trim, as you can see. It has the parallel spoke wheels, 205/45/17 tires, finished in Miniac white with black mirror caps and black roof. Very classic styling. From the front, you can see where the things have changed. A very different grille shape reminiscent of the J01 electric Mini Cooper. Even the new headlights are styled similarly. Now, you might also notice there are some other changes. The car does look a little bit shorter. And if you look closely, you can see why. They did shrink the nose just a hair, and the headlights actually sit more vertical almost compared to the outgoing F56. So much so that it actually gives it more of an R50 aesthetic. You'll notice as well the absence of the side scuttles. They are gone because the indicator is now located in the mirror. Along with that, you'll notice they cleaned up the lines. They changed the gas cap to a door rather than a cap. They still have the door handles reminiscent of the previous cars, so they haven't gone to the flush door handles on this car. The back end of the car is where things are very polarizing in the Mini community. This is the new taillight design, and yes, it is very different. It's not what you're used to, but as far as the LED matrix system works, it's very good. And if you open the hatch, you'll find very similar trunk space to the previous car. So nothing has actually changed back here as far as trunk space is concerned. What has changed is what you experience when you enter the vehicle. For one, use your new key fob to open the car, and you're greeted by my mini bag, some new seats, which are very comfortable, and they are recycled material, so they're not leather, and this isn't actually real cloth. This is a man-made material. All of it's man-made material, but it's very comfortable, and the stitching pattern is very nice, and the punch pattern is also really cool too. You have a center armrest that actually is more usable than the previous ones. You have lots of storage space here, USB-C ports, 2 cup holders, and you have a place to charge your iPhone or Android, because this car not only has Apple CarPlay, but it also has Android Auto now. Along with that, you have a textured material for the dash, a fabric of sorts with a leather strap right here. You'll notice the new OLED screen in the middle, this nice circular shape. Really, really cool, and we're going to test that out here in a bit when we do the drive. Glove box, of course. And you'll notice this new switchboard. The shifter is gone. You have your experience modes, driving modes right here. You have your starter to start the car. It looks like an old-fashioned key. And you have your new shifter over here. This is very reminiscent of the 1959 Mini Cooper, or 1959 Mini, I should say, as it's very reminiscent of the original dash. Coming to the driver's side of the vehicle, you'll notice the new steering wheel with the strap down here, new spokes. Much smaller wheel, but it actually makes it easier to drive the car, I think. A little bit more comfortable, in my opinion. New levers to adjust the seat. You can lower it and raise it as needed. You can recline it from here and then slide it from here using this dial right here, using this lever right here. Under the bonnet, we now have a 201 horsepower, 221 torque B48 motor. So it has a 0 to 60 time of about 6.3 seconds, not bad, but nice little engine. It's great to have the B48 back in the car, and they've also tweaked a few things in here. You'll notice a new airbox, engine cover, and even a new cowl support, which is very different. The frame of the vehicle overall actually doesn't look like it's changed much between the two generations, but everything else has. This has gotten a little bit more compact up here, a little bit more pushed back to give it a more flat nose. Overall, very, very nice setup. And along with this redesigned bonnet, you have a few things that are different as well. For one, when you want to close it, the old cars, you could just bring it down and drop. The redesign, they've made the bonnet a little bit lighter, so you kind of actually have to bring it down and throw it to close it. Not that difficult. You'll also notice some new body lines. This is reminiscent of the J01, so you have this new body contour right here. And you'll notice the absence of washer nozzles on the bonnet. They have now moved them under the cowling, and they have one here in the middle, they have one here on the side, they have one in the middle, and they have one over there. So 3 washer nozzles to wash your windshield, which is, I like, actually. Which is something I actually like, because I think the 2-nozzle method doesn't exactly clean the windshield to my satisfaction. Structurally speaking, the front and rear of the car are very different, and the interior has been redesigned. But overall, the car still is roughly the same as it was before. Different suspension geometry, they've re-engineered that a little bit. New wheels and tires, new interiors, new finishes, new stuff like that. But how does it drive? And with a horsepower increase of about almost 20 horsepower bump from the previous car, it's going to be a pretty interesting drive. So let's get to it. Now, of course, with every Mini Cooper, I like my driving modes. So let's first start it. That was pretty fun. Let's see if I can get out of here by going forward. And I am going to bring the AC down a little bit because it's just a little noisy, but that should do it. Put the car in drive. Oh, put the car in drive. And we are out of our minds. Can this get through here? Yes, it can. So, I'm going to flip it into go-kart mode. Got the Yahoo. And we are out. I like the different gauge cluster. Steering wheel also firms up as well when you do this, so that's pretty sharp as well. I like that. Adjust my rear view mirror here. And they redesigned the shape of the rear view mirror too, that's nice. Brakes are pretty good as well. Now this is a fully redesigned car, heavily redesigned. Well, now this is a restyled, heavily revised version of the F56, which is why they're calling it the F66. So I shouldn't expect things to be that much different between the other car. But as far as handling goes, it does seem to handle just a little bit better than the previous car. And I like that. The go-kart mode instead of sport mode makes things a little bit more fun. And I have my head-up display right here, which is standard, so I can see my speed because we obviously don't have a instrument binnacle in front of me. But overall, I like it. The steering wheel feels nice as well. It's a much smaller steering wheel than the previous cars. Controls are easy to see. The feel of the car is very nice. I like the compliance of it too. It just seems to want to turn, and I like that. But I'm going to let these people get past me because I want to see how this car handles. And now I can move over. Lane changes are pretty easy. And even with the 7-speed dual clutch, lane changes are actually rather quick. Upshifts are pretty nice, downshifts are pretty nice. And I have lane departure warning, and I also have blind spot alert, I just noticed. So if someone gets up close to me, I get a little alert in the side mirror that there's someone next to me and that I need to slow down and let them get past me. all the switches and everything are very different too. We don't have a lot of the round-edged stuff that we had before. Very kind of geometric, almost. Not the circular vents anymore. These vents are very different. I like them though. I think they're very nice. They fit the simple, clean, minimalist, and I say minimalist intentionally, minimalist aesthetic that you would find with a typical Mini Cooper. So let's see how it handles as far as cornering goes. It also warns you in the head-up display if you're going over the posted speed limit. It starts flashing the speed limit warning so you know that you're going too fast. As far as handling goes, this is really nice. Very compliant. I like it. How does it stop? Stops quickly too. The steering wheel's a little too far away from me. That's better. Much better. Now we're cooking. Very good. Very good indeed. That was really good. I like that. I think I'm going to have to do that again. Handling is impeccable. This is really, really good. And this is on the standard 17-inch wheels and 205/45/17 tires. So not the bigger tires that we would get on the 18-inch wheels, but very, very comfortable, very smooth. It just drives nicely. Okay, I like it. I like the handling. And this is only a Cooper S classic trim, but I like the handling. I almost like it more than my JCW, which is scary. Okay, I'm impressed. Overall, I like the handling, I like the comfort, I like the feel of the vehicle. The steering wheel's nice. I like this armrest that I can actually put my elbow on, almost put my whole arm on it. I like that. I like the storage. I have a nice place to keep my phone. I have nice cup holders right there. I have the switches where I need them. I like everything about this car. I really do. The seats are even very comfortable. So I love it. I think it's great. I would probably pick chili red maybe for the color. Not necessarily a fan of Miniac white. But that's just me. And if you like what you see on this channel, check out more content at the end of this video, and thanks for watching.